Don't blink. What you are seeing now is Saturn, a planet where beauty and terror coexist. Although the name Saturn might sound a little plain, it doesn't change the fact that it is the most beautiful planet in the solar system. Some might say, isn't Earth beautiful too? Of course, Earth is lovely, but compared to Saturn, it appears slightly less dazzling. This is because Saturn is adorned with thousands of magnificent rings that make it stand out among the 8 planets of the solar system. No other planet's rings are as complex and spectacular as Saturn's. Just imagine, if Saturn were to pass by Earth's orbit, it would be an incredibly breathtaking sight. However, in that case, Earth would be torn apart by Saturn's immense gravitational pull. Today, let's talk about this jewel of the solar system, Saturn. Saturn is the 6th planet from the Sun in order of distance. It is the 2nd largest planet in the solar system, second only to Jupiter. From Saturn's perspective, Earth is tiny. Saturn is 830 times larger than our planet. Interestingly, Saturn is 9.5 astronomical units away from the Sun. If you were living on Saturn, the sunlight you see would have left the Sun 80 minutes earlier. Unfortunately, Saturn is a gas giant whose outer atmosphere is mainly composed of hydrogen. To this day, no signs of life have been discovered on Saturn, let alone the possibility of humans surviving there. In fact, besides Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune all have planetary rings of their own. However, compared to Saturn's, their rings are dim and insignificant. As early as 1610, astronomer Galileo, using his homemade telescope, first observed Saturn and noticed strange, ear-like appendages beside it. Later, Christian Huygens confirmed that these were Saturn's rings. According to data sent back by the Cassini spacecraft, Saturn's rings lie along the planet's equatorial plane and extend over 200,000 kilometers in width, with the thickest parts reaching up to 150 kilometers. Interestingly, in 2009, NASA discovered a massive invisible ring around Saturn. This hidden ring is about 11.9 million kilometers wide, large enough to fit 11 Earths inside it, but it is extremely faint. Astronomers confirmed its existence only by detecting the thermal radiation captured by the Spitzer space telescope. As for the origin of Saturn's rings, scientists believe they formed from the remnants of comets and asteroids that were torn apart by Saturn's gravity. The number of these fragments could reach into the billions, ranging from dust-sized icy particles to house-sized chunks, eventually forming the planet's beautiful rings. A remarkable phenomenon also exists at Saturn's North Pole, a hexagonal jet stream. This enormous 6-sided structure was first discovered by the Voyager 1 spacecraft as it flew past Saturn. The hexagon spans about 30,000 kilometers across, with wind speeds reaching up to 322 kilometers per hour, an extraordinary and unique feature in the entire solar system. Its exact formation mechanism remains a mystery. In addition, the Cassini spacecraft also observed an Earth-like vortex at Saturn's South Pole. Hidden within Saturn's storm systems, there is a clearly visible dark eye at its center, astonishing scientists. Many people might think that Saturn, being a gas giant, lacks any solid structure. However, Saturn's interior is not entirely gaseous. Based on decades of spacecraft observations, scientists have found that both pressure and density increase progressively from the planet's outer layers to its interior. Therefore, it is likely that deep within Saturn lies a small rocky core, wrapped in layers of hydrogen and helium, where the hydrogen may even exist in solid form under extreme pressure. Finally, Saturn holds the record for having the most moons in the solar system. So far, 82 have been discovered. Among them, Enceladus and Titan are strongly suspected to harbor conditions suitable for life. In the future, humans may conduct drilling missions on Enceladus, and if life is found, it would mean humanity is not alone in the solar system. Interestingly, Saturn also has the lowest density of all the planets. Its clouds are filled with large amounts of methane, accompanied by powerful lightning storms. Under intense heat and pressure, methane can decompose and turn into diamond rain. It is estimated that Saturn produces about 1,000 tons of diamonds every year, with each gem being quite large. However, this has little to do with us. since Saturn's environment is extremely harsh and unfavorable for life to develop. On September 15, 2017, after 13 years of orbiting Saturn, the Cassini spacecraft ran out of fuel and plunged into Saturn's atmosphere. That may have been the closest humanity has ever come to Saturn. Even more astonishingly, before its final descent, Cassini turned its camera toward home, toward Earth. Against the vast backdrop of Saturn, our planet appeared as nothing more than a tiny, faint speck of light in the dark expanse of space. From 1.4 billion kilometers away, our home was just a small star, and humanity, merely fleeting guest upon it.